Hey everyone, welcome back to Carrots and Olives. My name is Brittany, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Please pull out your journal or your planner or your sketchbook while watching this video. So this video is a little bit different, and I had intended to create something like this for a while now. I am getting back into sketching and drawing in my planner and for memory keeping. And right now I am using an A5 hobonichi cousin. I have it housed in a Gillio Appunto, and this is in the gold color. I just love this leather, and I haven't switched out of it since I got it. Now, when it comes to journaling and planning and sketching, I feel like I've kind of achieved this in this notebook so far. To be quite honest, there's probably very minimal planning in this planner versus documenting and sketching. I use the monthlies to write down something significant that happened during the day. Usually it's not always significant. It's either something special, something funny my kids may have done or said, something funny from my husband, or just maybe something that I spent my whole day doing. So I will fill in a box probably every few days or so. And I always like to use a sticker to kind of represent what I'm writing in the box. Now for my weeklies, that's where I kind of plan a little bit. I write down like everything that happens throughout the day, and if something is coming up, I sometimes write that down ahead of time. But most of the time it is filled in throughout the day of things that's going on, and maybe something important that's coming up within the week. When I move on to my daily pages, that's where I like to have fun. And you may be able to see as I flip through my February pages, which is when I actually did buy this hobonichi cousin. I didn't buy it at the beginning of the fiscal year. I ended up buying it towards the end of January, so I kind of skipped out on or missed on those days of January. But February is completely filled in, and you can see that my style is changing a little bit. I've actually been taking some Skillshare classes, and this isn't sponsored, but I've really been enjoying the classes I've been taking, and it's kind of shaped some of the changes that I've been making in my sketching, and I really like how it's taken off so far. So you can kind of tell that in February I was using a lot of brush pens. Actually, in fact, I was using just one brush pen to do majority of the sketching. And then I brought in some of my fine liners, which are like my microns, and some of the Le Pen drawing pens. And now I am mainly just using my microns. I like to use the thinner microns because I feel like my lines are a little bit more organic, and I can add more width to the lines as I need to, versus using a thicker fine liner at the beginning and then trying to add more line width there. So I start small and work big, and I've really been enjoying this style of sketching. Because I like to share my artwork on social media, you will find some photos on Instagram, and I plan to share more as my style is changing. I have received quite a few questions on what I draw, and I think that's a valid question. I pretty much draw my day. There's so many different techniques to use or to approach this type of subject of drawing your day, and I like to change it up. It can mimic what I write down in my monthlies. It can be something significant that happened throughout the day. It could just be a couple of things that happen throughout the day where I'm just drawing a couple of images. It can be something chronological, so from the top of the page, working my way down, just little snippets of what happened throughout the day. And that's something that I've been really intrigued with in this notebook, and in this hobonichi cousin more specifically, because I have the space to do it and I can change it every single day. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't always get the time to fill out each page every day. There are, and there have been some days where I've gotten behind, but I take the time to catch up, either like on a weekend or in the evening when I do have the time. But I do make it a priority to try to sketch every single day, and maybe color in one day here and color in another day. Sometimes I even just keep it black and white. And I find that I like it black and white just because it's just pen and paper and trying to express depth through line width and shading. So it's fun and challenging and just something that I've really been enjoying. Now, the biggest thing that has changed is when I journal. At the beginning of February, I would take the time towards the end of the day to journal my pages. And everything was going well until there were nights where I couldn't journal. I would get behind and the feeling wasn't great. I would feel some regret of not taking the time to fill in the pages. So now I actually take a different approach. I journal a little bit throughout the day. My lifestyle does allow me to do that. I know it's not ideal for many people, but for me, I am able to, so I've started to do that. And by doing that, it does kind of help fulfill my day, and it just makes me happy. I really enjoy looking back at these pages. This was something I did back in 2017 or 2018 with the hobonichi techo A6 size, where I journaled every single day, and it was art journaling, and it's just such a treat to be able to look back on it, to see some of the things that we did as a family and just other events that happen throughout our lives during that year. I've started to include little snippets of notes next to each of my drawings, and I really like being able to write in different directions, either sideways, vertical, or even around the page. I actually really enjoy changing up my handwriting and doing different font styles. So that's one of the things that I want to work on more. And I sometimes even look on Pinterest or on Google just to find different font styles to try to practice. Sometimes after I've filled a page and the day is still young, I find that there are other things I want to add, and so I don't stop there. I still continue to add as much as I can if there is more to add. So in between the images, I may write something in the corner or draw something in between or at the edge of the notebook, so I don't restrict myself. And in the end, it's still something I like to look back on, so I don't want to miss out on leaving something off just because it doesn't look good on the page. As I finish up this page on camera, I do end up going back and just adding a little bit more. So you may not see it in this video, but in future videos, as I do share more of my art journaling, you may see some changes. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about the style and the music. I hope it wasn't too slow. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I am so happy I was able to create this video for you, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.